Good afternoon, YouTube friends and family. This is your girl Laura coming to you with a video today. Today we're going to discuss, should soldiers take the leap of matrimony while serving in the military? Now, when we joined the military, most of us, we were between the ages of 18 and 25. And some of us, we decided to marry prior to entering into the military. Some of us decided to wait until after the tour of duty was over, and then we came back home to get married. And then there are some of us who decided to marry while in the military. And so the question of the day is, can these marriages that's made during the tour of duty, can they survive the test of time? And should these young people between the ages of 18 and 25, while serving a tour of duty, should they get married? Why or why not? Now, there are some of us who did marry while in the military, never met the person before. We met someone, we fell in love, we got married. Some of those marriages survived and some of them didn't. But today we're going to be discussing from the point of view of why would we tell this couple not to get married? And if you decided yes, then please leave it in the comments below why you would give this couple, this young couple, the go-ahead. Well, anyway, let me set the story up so that you can get to know the couple. The couple is Dave and Susie. They're both 20 years of age. Dave is from Nevada, Susie's from Georgia. They both met and fell madly in love while serving at their permanent duty station. After about 6 months of dating, Dave decides to pop the question. He wants to marry Susie. Will you give this couple your blessings? Why or why not? And so for me, if this couple, if they were my children, everything in me is screaming no right now. And so, like I mentioned before, we're going to be discussing this from the point of view of not getting married during this period of time. Now, some of the reasons that we come up with for not getting married during this period of time: their age. They're so young. They're just kids. They don't know themselves well enough yet to commit to a marriage. They're just babies, you know. They don't have enough experience in life to make such a big commitment, to take such a big step. So that's one of the reasons, the age. Another reason is the short-term courtship. They only dated for 6 months. And as we know, in order to make such a big decision as far as choosing a mate for life, that is one of the biggest decisions that you'll ever make. Most of us feel that it takes longer than 6 months to make that decision. And not to say that people can't meet and fall in love and live happily ever after. But what are your thoughts? What do you think about a 6-month courtship and then marriage? Another reason that a person would tell this couple no is right now you guys are just lonely. Don't settle. You may meet someone else. This goes also for, I've heard the advice given to couples who are overseas. Let's say they're in Germany or France or Hawaii or something. Well, Hawaii is not considered overseas. It's considered stateside. But let's say they're in Germany or France or China or Japan, and they meet and fall in love. I've heard the advice given not to get married because they're lonely. The commonality is that they're swept up into the military life and that they're both serving in the military. So that would be one of the reasons for the no, is that they're lonely right now and they could just be settling. They could meet someone else when they return stateside. Another reason for the no's would be deployment issues. Now, Susie and Dave, they may get married, but does not guarantee that they will be sent to the same duty stations every time. Susie may go to Iowa and Dave may get sent to Japan. Now, here it is, a new marriage expected to survive long distance. What are your thoughts on that? Another one that is one of the cons for not getting married is that David and Susie may have left someone that they loved very dearly back at home. And in the military, we call it Joe's and Josephine. So David may have left a Josephine at home that he was madly in love with, or Susie could have left a Joe at home that she was madly in love with. What are your thoughts on that? Another reason for no that I found is the family issues, especially for those who are serving overseas. Um, the couple really has not had a chance to interact or get to know the family, so they really don't know what they're walking into. They don't know if they're gonna be a perfect fit with the family, because we don't like to say this, but when we get married, we're also taking on the family members too. We're taking on mom, pop, grandpa, sisters, brothers, cousins, uncles, aunties. We're taking on the entire family. And so, especially for a couple that's overseas, you may have seen pictures, videos, you may have Skyped a few times, but you really don't know that family well enough um, to make such a big commitment. Um, the last one that I have written here is, and this is even for marriages that occur before or after a tour of duty, not just marrying during a tour of duty, but when children are involved. Um, the military can be wonderful. It can be fun. It can be exciting. Uh, it can be a wonderful experience, the newness of it. But it can also be very unstable for children. I mean, the parents are always being uprooted and deployed to different places. That means the loss of friendships, starting all over again, new schools, new neighbors, new friends, never really feeling settled. Also, it can be difficult on children because there's a possibility that both parents may be deployed at the same time. And so the children may have to go and live with relatives. Um, and this can also be difficult on a new couple, you know, adding the responsibility of military life, newlyweds, youth, and then if there are children involved, the the instability for the children. And so I want you to think about that today. Think about the reasons for the no's. Um, Youth, they're too young. Short-term courtship, they're just lonely. Deployment issues, may have left a high school sweetheart at home. Family issues, and the instability for the children. And so I want you to take that into consideration. Um, I did a little bit of research and I found in military.com, the daily news, back in February of 2015, reported that divorce rates for military are lower than civilian life. Now, we all know that the divorce rates for married couples nowadays is very high, whether they're Christian or non-Christian. But this study shows back in 2015 that for the military, divorce rates are very low. And it doesn't matter if it was before entering the military, after, or if the couple got married while serving in the military. The divorce rates are still very low. And one of the reasons is that the military actually encourages family, encourages marriage. Um, there's more of a bonding, a commonality. There's more of being in the struggle together, making this happen together. They've been through so much, they've seen so much, experiencing everything new together. Even when there's like PTSD or some other issue involved, some other mental issue or even physical issues, The divorce rate for military couples is still very low. The only time that military.com, the Daily News, found that a couple really gets a divorce in the military is if there's some sort of PTSD or some sort of mental issue and the person refuses to get help. Isn't that something? So what does that say about our civilian marriages? You know, that if the military marriages can stand the test of time with all of this going on, what is the reason why the civilian marriages can't stand the test of time? Well, anyway, I thank you for listening. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it informative. And if you like it, please press that like button. Please subscribe. Please share. Please leave a comment. If you were one of the people who would give the couple your blessings, please tell me why in the comments below. And as always, until we meet again, bye-bye, my friends.